Casey's Audio Vault.
Bif Naked.
May 4th, 2009. I'm not sure if everyone knows what you've been going through for the past year and a half, but could you give us the Coles Notes version?
Well, like every other girl who goes through cancer, after they do your surgery to try and physically remove that cancer from your body, then they like to give you this poisonous stuff called chemotherapy. Everybody's different. Everybody gets a different amount of chemo, basically. And what I mean by that is your timeline. I got 18 straight weeks of one crazy poison, and then I had the next, I'd say, 7 months with another poison, and then they threw radiation on top of it because they like to give you a suntan where they did your surgery. After that, hopefully you get kicked to the curb. Maybe you won't, maybe you will. You roll a 7, you roll a 7. You know, you just got to get through it like a champ. Everybody does. You know, you're going to probably go bald and your skin might turn yellow, but hey, it's a look. You can change how you dress, wear high heels, paint your nails red. You do what you can. You get a wig, you make a little record. You just try and get through your day.
So you had a lot to pull from when writing The Promise. Was it difficult actually getting it down on paper?
The problem wasn't in the writing. The writing's the easy part. You know, I can write love songs till the cows come home. The problem was recording it and being able to vocally perform in the studio without my lymph glands swelling up so much that it rendered me incapacitated for another 20 days. It was a long process, man, but it was worth it. What can I say?
You're married to a sports guy, right?
You better believe I am.
Now, are you a sports girl?
I'm an athletic girl, but you gotta understand, Walker and I are absolutely the opposites. You know, I'm a raw food vegan for 10 years. He eats steak and chicken every day of his life if he can help it. I don't know. I'm a hippie, basically, and Walker is not a hippie, to say the least. You know, he's a sports writer. His job is probably as intense as mine, if not more so. He writes on deadline every day. I simply have to go physically perform. So it's kind of apples and oranges, but that's kind of how our relationship is to begin with.
You don't necessarily follow sports. You're an active person, but that's not necessarily how you get your kicks?
I used to be in some hockey pools back in the day. You know, I've got teams I like. There's certain things that I like about different sports. I like following bodybuilding. I like following cricket. You know, I like soccer. And Walker covers the WHL hockey, done camps with the BC Lions, and he covers extreme sports. He surfs. You know, we're very, very different in our tastes.
Were you in intramural sports in high school or anything? Because you went to JT. You're a John Taylor girl here in Winnipeg.
I am a John Taylor girl, but I was a drama kid.
Okay.
You know, I was from the drama class, and I wasn't really that great at sports. So I never really was invited to play on teams, if you will.
Cheerleader, maybe?
I think I might have been a cheerleader in junior high and in grade 6. Knowing me, it was probably just a way to meet boys and smoke cigarettes.
Now, did you get your first tattoo? Was that at a time when you were living in Winnipeg?
Yes, but I was a habitual runner. So that first tattoo I got in Vancouver when I was about 18.
When was the last time you got a tattoo?
Probably right after my wedding. I got Walker tattooed on my back.
Now, I was looking online, and you're a bit of a blogger. Are you into Twitter?
Yeah, you know, I'm not good at computers, and I've never been on Facebook or anything, so I kind of don't get it when it comes to stuff like that. But Twitter is real easy for me.
It's a whatever you're doing right now, as far as I understand, right?
Yeah, but you know, I wake up in the morning and I put the rice on that I make for my dog every morning, and I make my coffee. And you got to keep in mind, I get up 3 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning, which is going to kill me first 2 weeks of tour. And I usually go on Walker's computer, and I send my little greeting for the day on the Twitter. I don't know how exactly to log into it or receive tweets or stuff like that. It's just really not that big of a concern to me.
Well, the first single is called Sick, and I guess with any piece of work, any piece of art, people are going to read into it a little bit. Is this just a very angry song about what you went through?
No, not at all. Sick is definitely about, the last year of my life for sure. But at the same time, puppy mills make me sick. The genocide in North Africa makes me sick. A lot of things make us sick as a society, and I think lyrically that song resonates with all of us because every one of us has something they feel passionate about that is just a huge injustice. And there are way, way worse things in my world than chemo.
Bif, we're very happy you got a record coming out tomorrow, The Promise, and you're coming through town June 16th at Silverado's here in Winnipeg. Thank you so much for coming on the Rock Report.
Oh, I really appreciate it. I cannot wait to play at Silverado's. I can't wait.
All the interviews you want on iTunes and at Power97.com. Casey's Audio Vault.
Casey Norman is Power 97's music director and can be heard every weekday from 2 till 6 in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada.
Power 97 is Winnipeg's best rock.